Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, where we look at the latest comics and other media featuring the Transformers. In this episode, the Autobots struggle to defend Chicago as the Decepticons make their final push, in our review of Skybound's Transformers number 23. Today is Friday, August 15th, 2025, and this is episode 455 of Transmissions Alt Mode.
Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, the podcast that loves seeing Megatron at his most merciless. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Scott, the illustrious Dr. Pants.
I didn't like it at all. It was awful. Hello, everyone.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hi, everybody. Let's talk Transformers comics.
As always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to support us and keep the show going. We really appreciate that. If you are not a Donatreon and would like to become one, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. And you get lots of perks, including bonus content like our bonus show, We Like Big Bots. And that is Daryl and Dr. Pants going through the biggest bots in their collection, showing them off and talking about each character in a different episode. So there's 14 episodes of that available right now. Dr. Pants has promised more before the end of this year. Daryl has not promised anything, so we'll see how that works out. So good luck to everyone.
Under promise, over deliver. That's what I do. That's why everyone's super happy with me all the time.
Is everyone super happy with you all the time?
I mean, that's what I tell myself.
Okay.
We've also got our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust, and you can get that at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. If you are a Donatron, you get access to bonus uncut early versions of the episodes a week early. So this week, if you are a Donatron, you get access to episode 142, No Head for Old Mechs. And that is available right now. And then the regular version of that will be out next Monday, August 18th. So you can get that at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. You can also get our exclusive Transformers #1 from Skybound with cover art by EJ Sue. This was commissioned by Transmissions Podcast, the only exclusive comic cover commissioned by a podcast for Transformers #1. So you can get that at our website, transmissionspodcast.com/comic, and we will ship that right out to you. We've also got a partnership with toyhacks.com where you can use our code STARCONVOY to save 15% off everything at toyhacks.com. You can use that code as many times as you like throughout the month of August. At the end of August, we will switch to a new code. So this code will work until August 31st. So use that code STARCONVOY to get discounts, a 15% off discount at all your purchases at toyhacks.com. All right. So just a little shameless plug. I was on the Nerd Off and the Black Guy Who Tips podcast network. So it's behind their paywall. So if you are not a member of the Nerd Off of Black Guy Who Tips, you won't be able to get access to it. But if you are, you can go check out my sitting in on the conversation of nerdy things on the Nerd Off. And that episode is available right now. And we mentioned it in the toy show this week, but this is the anniversary week of the Transmissions Podcast Network. So August 13th, 2013 was the very first episode of Transmissions. So now we are past the 12-year mark for Transmissions, and we are into our 13th year officially of Transmissions Podcast Network. So here's to many more. A few more, a couple more. We'll see.
Who knows?
But yeah, we're gonna keep the train going as long as we can.
At least one more.
I've only been here 5 years. I feel like I don't have a say in this, so.
Still a newbie.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the show. We're going to start off with some comics news. All right, so first up, we've actually just got one bit of comics news, and that is that the Galaxy Force manga is being re-released in Japan. So there's a new cover here of the Galaxy Force manga collection, and it's going to be sold for 2,970 yen, which is about $20.17 in US currency. And if you will also get a special A5 size illustration based on the original cover art of the new edition, and that will be given away while supplies last if you buy it via Fukan, which I guess is a Japanese website. Yes, so if you are interested in the Galaxy Force manga, you can go on the link and see how to order it. Of course, you probably need to be able to read Japanese to appreciate this manga, or if you just want to appreciate the art, I guess that's fine too. And you also need to have it shipped overseas from Japan. So a couple of steps to go through there, but if you are interested, we'll have the link in the show notes.
I'd love to see it get the English treatment, kind of the way the Japanese G1 manga did, but
yeah,
something tells me it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I think Transformers Cybertron is a little bit, or I guess Galaxy Force. Not it's Cybertron here, but it was Galaxy Force there. It's a little bit nichier than G1, so not as fondly remembered, I guess. But
I don't know. I mean, it came out in like 2005, 2006. Those kids, like, they're in their teens, or excuse me, they're in their 20s now, like, who grew up with it. So disposable income.
Maybe, yeah. We'll see. All right. That's all for comics news. So let's get into our comic review. And this week we are reviewing Transformers number 23. So this is the penultimate issue with Daniel Warren Johnson helming the writing duties. So his run is coming to an end very soon, but looks like it's getting the exciting conclusion it deserves. So we're gonna go through the story here. Of course, we are doing a full spoiler review. So if you have not read Transformers 23, I recommend you do that immediately. Turn off the podcast, go read Transformers number 23, then come back here and we're gonna break it down, discuss everything. But this was in my opinion, this was a really good issue. Sets up the final issue really well for Daniel Warren Johnson's run, and I am excited to see how everything wraps up. So let's talk about this story. All right, Transformers number 23, written by Daniel Warren Johnson, artist Jorge Corona, colorist Mike Spicer, letterer Russ Wooten, editor Ben Abernathy, publication design Andre Suarez, production Ashby Florence. At the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, a portal from Cybertron opens and Shredhead arrives on Earth. Their primary mission, protect Cliffjumper's human friend Carly. Shredhead transforms to van mode and drives off. In Chicago, the Autobots make their stand against the Decepticon onslaught. Wheeljack and RC coordinate human evacuation efforts while Trailbreaker holds a force field to block Starscream's blast as he assaults them from the air. Starscream is triumphant that he has found the Autobots and happily signals Megatron to press the attack. Meanwhile, the Autobots try to find a defensive position that will be far from where most of the humans are to keep them out of harm's way. Silverbolt, flying above, says he's found the perfect place, and Wheeljack tells him to guide them in. Starscream returns to Megatron thinking he'll be pleased with Starscream's work, but he's not. Megatron angrily grabs him by the face and tells him that he's ruined their plans of a surprise attack after weeks of carefully hunting the Autobots. Soundwave gives a status update that the human military has been completely defeated and asks for further orders. Megatron tells all his forces to move in and press the attack. In the Matrix, Optimus Prime continues his vision quest. He sees monuments to primes of the past, but they don't speak to him and offer no wisdom. Suddenly, he sees purple energy infecting the Matrix itself. It tries to grab him, and he tries to fight it off, but it continues to envelop him. But then Sparky is there to help him. When the human approaches the purple energy, releases Optimus. Optimus is confused to see his friend here, but Sparky just tells him to roll out and follow his lead. Back in Chicago, Optimus Prime and Spike are still immobile with their consciousnesses stuck in the Matrix. The Autobots have taken refuge inside the Alder Planetarium as the Decepticons approach. They'll be there in minutes. Wheeljack tells Prime he tried to make him a new arm, but he doesn't know if it'll work, and that's if Prime ever wakes up. The other Autobots resign themselves to the fact that this might be their last stand. But some humans have also come to pay their respects. The human doctor who rescued the Autobots earlier brought refugees from all over who were rescued by the Autobots. They each have a story of Optimus putting himself in between the Decepticons and their certain death. And then there's one final story, Carly and Ultra Magnus. They found the other Autobots after escaping from G.I. Joe's captivity. Ultra Magnus doesn't see himself as the leader Prime is, but he's here to defend him and stand with him. Magnus makes a speech that he doesn't know how to be a leader or how to be brave, but he knows how to die. And he's ready to die for Optimus's dream of a better world for all of us. He's ready to die, protecting the Prime who has been strong for them for so many years. Magnus leads the Autobots to make their final stand against the Decepticons for Optimus Prime, and that's their rallying cry as the Decepticons attack. The battle is fierce and brutal. The Autobots give their all to stop the Decepticons and end their assault. But is it enough? Back in the Matrix, Sparky tries to understand what he's doing here. He doesn't remember anything before waking and seeing Optimus being attacked. But he surmises that Optimus's vision of his fallen Autobots are being mixed with Sparky's memories. But Optimus still doesn't understand why the Primes aren't showing him anything to share their wisdom. But Sparky says the purple energy is infecting everything in the Matrix except Sparky himself, and he doesn't know why. In Chicago, the Autobots are losing ground. The Decepticons are breaking through, and Starscream takes the opportunity to go straight to Optimus and end him. Megatron orders him to wait, but he isn't listening. In the planetarium, Carly holds the unconscious body of Spike, still stuck halfway in the Matrix, in Optimus's chest. She holds him as she expects Starscream to murder them both. Starscream opens fire, but Beachcomber puts his own body in the way, taking the blast himself. He's a pacifist, but he can still protect his friends. Starscream fires again, blasting half of Beachcomber's body off. In the Matrix, Sparky and Optimus find a giant monument of Sparky that has a tomb with a door. They open the door to see the portal to the Matrix where Spike has started to enter the Matrix from reality. Optimus tells Sparky that Spike tried to sacrifice himself like his father did, and that's why he could find him in the Matrix. Sparky cradles his son, and Optimus and Sparky's visions merge. Sparky cradles Spike, and Optimus cradles Bumblebee and Jetfire and Ratchet. Sparky tells Optimus that this infection wants to take Optimus away from himself and put up walls and give up. Just like Sparky did, but he's not that way anymore, thanks to Optimus. So Sparky can save them both now. He only asks Optimus to promise him that Spike won't be alone and that he'll take care of him. Optimus vows he will with every fiber of his being. Back at the planetarium, Starscream recognizes Carly and is happy to get the chance to kill her. Carly is defiant as she stands ready to die, but just as Starscream is about to fire, Megatron pimp slaps him across the face. He angrily tells Starscream that he told him to wait. Megatron's plans are deeper than vapid one-note violence, but the insignificant humans can be disposed of before he deals with Optimus. As he aims his fusion cannon at the humans gathered in the planetarium, a voice calls out to him. Optimus Prime stands again. He tells Megatron that these people and this planet are under his protection. Starscream prepares to defend his leader and tells Megatron they'll destroy Optimus, but Megatron tells him no. Megatron removes his fusion cannon and prepares to face Optimus mano a mano. And Optimus tells him, one shall stand, one shall fall. To be continued in the next issue. And that was I thought it was a really cool ending, a really great cliffhanger to lead into the final issue. So I liked everything about this issue. I like the kind of vision quest that Optimus and Sparky were on. The idea that Sparky was kind of the avatar of the Matrix to help Optimus see how to reconcile his feelings and make his path more clear, I guess. And then all the action outside, Ultra Magnus finally stepping up and taking charge, redeeming himself from when he ran away back when the PTSD was just too much for him. Having Carly return and have another exchange with Starscream, and Starscream showing just how evil he can be. Poor Beachcomber getting in the way of Starscream's blasts. And how badass was Megatron? I loved Megatron's characterization here, and how he's just so annoyed with Starscream. And that one panel where he just slaps Starscream across the face. I thought that was great. That was awesome.
A pimp slap, as you said, which I did not see it that way till I looked at it again. I'm like, no, that's what that is.
Yeah, it was awesome. Also, I love the rallying cry when Ultra Magnus is like for Optimus Prime, and they all rally to that, and the Autobots are just they're all saying for Optimus Prime, and that's how they lead into the fight. So that's awesome. Yeah, so this is a top-notch issue. Really a really good issue for the second to last issue for Daniel Warren Johnson's run. Also, I counted it. There are 24 pages here, so this is actually a little bit, some extra pages compared to the normal. Currently the normal is 20 pages for a comic, so they gave them an extra 4 pages to tell this story here, which I appreciate it. And yeah, definitely looking forward to that last issue. So, Daryl, after G.I. Joe last week, how does this compare?
Well, I mean, you'll remember that I didn't mind the G.I. Joe book last week, but this book is far superior. This was a really good book. This was also written to my liking. I'm a much more of an action guy anyway. So there was a 2-page spread in this issue that is just like mwah, chef's kiss, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just fantastic, with the two sides coming at each other. And once everyone gets a chance to actually read the book and take a look at the 2-page spread, you're going to see it. But wow. I really enjoyed all the aspects of it. The Vision Quest part of it, that's the part of it that I found kind of ground everything to a halt, far as the story-wise for me. Everything kind of was building, and then all of a sudden we're inside the Matrix, and I'm like, oh, okay. We know you're getting out of this. We know you're getting out of this Matrix, thing. And everybody and their brother knew that you were going to see Sparkplug in here. So let's go and, let's get you out of here. So that's just the part of the story that I found it kind of slowed it down for me. But I liked Ultra Magnus coming back. I feel like he got over the PTSD pretty quick, but that's robots for you, I guess. So I don't mind. It was good. He stepped up to the plate and did what he needed to do in the situation. Right, he's a soldier, and that's what he needed to do. The close up image, Jorge Corona did a fantastic image. I'm looking at the one full page of him, of his face. Is just a grizzled Ultra Magnus face, and it's quite good. Yeah. So the the book itself is just fantastic. You touched on it there of the relationship between Megatron and Starscream. These characters just do not like each other, and it's I mean, I think Megatron is at a point where he begrudgingly needs Starscream as a number, but does not want him there. So I think if he can get rid of Starscream, he will, but at this point in time, he cannot. Yeah, it's one of those relationships of necessity. So yeah, I really enjoyed this issue. I think obviously we know that Shredhead is going to be a factor in the next issue. They showed up at the very beginning, and we heard nothing else about it. So yeah, it's they're going to show up in 24, and they're going to turn the tide. To quote the '86 movie, Shredhead will turn the tide for sure. Yeah, this was a great issue. I really enjoyed it. I'm assuming Spike's going to come out of this with some kind of powers or something like that. He's going to have some kind of ability. He's been stuck in the Matrix with Optimus for a little while, but yeah, he's going to come. He's going to, maybe he'll be a headmaster or something like that. I don't know. Well, whatever. It's potential there. But yeah, he's going to have some kind of vision or something. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they end up doing, whatever Kirkman ends up doing with the characters once 25 gets done. But this was good. 24 is going to be a beast.
Yep. Yeah, and you touched on it, like the art is just Jorge Corona did a great job here. Like the entire book. I think this art was his style has been great. I really enjoyed his style. I mean, it's definitely grittier and a lot rougher than we usually see in Transformers comics. But this, for the story that's being told, I think it worked really well. And all the storytelling, the visual storytelling here was great.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Pants, what did you think of this issue?
Holy crap. Okay. Number one, I teared up 2 times reading this issue. Like, there were 2 distinct moments. When they brought the people in to talk to Optimus while he's in the coma, I started to tear up a little bit because it was so great. And the scene with Beachcomber, Beachcomber has been an absolutely fantastic character, and him stepping up, still being a pacifist, not fighting back, but saying, I can at least protect you, and giving himself up for Carly, that was rough. That was rough. But the whole issue is utterly fantastic between the artwork and everything that's going on. The action scenes are amazing. The characterization is spot on. They did such a great job. I hate Starscream. I don't care that we got his backstory to make him I don't know, relatable, or you feel for him because of Megatron's influence corrupting him or whatever. No, don't care. I hate Starscream. I always have. And this just pushes it further. I like that Megatron is constantly stop being just evil for the sake of evil. I have a reason to do the things I am doing. And it's a perfect example of chaotic evil versus lawful evil. Megatron's got a reason for everything, and he has a motive and a plan. Starscream's just I'm gonna kill everybody. That's how I play. I really enjoyed the Matrix quest kind of thing going on here, because it did this wonderful job of throughout it, you keep seeing that poison, and it's covering up the statues of the 13 primes, the primes that came before him. I don't know if it's the 13. Some of them are designed to look a lot like what we know nowadays to be the 13 primes. And then the only statue that's still up is Sparky. And it kind of makes me go, okay, let's forget this whole legacy of the primes thing and just be a big goddamn hero who's willing to give his life to save any living thing. And it's like, that's what I want Optimus to be. And it's great because I'm also really tired of this whole lineage of the primes thing. So I'm kind of glad how they treated that. Ultra Magnus stepping up after him. I know it was a few issues ago. Well, it was last issue he got released, but he was captured and he had a chance to meet with a human who also like suffered from kind of a PTSD kind of thing and had a talk with him and realized, oh, I got to step up. And him stepping up here is huge. That was like sent chills down my spine. That full page shot of his face just quietly like for Optimus Prime. It's so good. I did when he shows up and he pulls the sword out. I'm like, whose sword is this? And like I kind of went looking and all I can figure out is it's kind of a version of the ones Optimus has in the first 2 or 3 live action movies. The blade is very similar to like that design. So I'm wondering if it's kind of that similar to also Transformers Prime. I don't know. It was just weird. It's just weird because I don't see Ultra Magnus with a sword often. He's got a hammer. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it came from.
I don't know. The 2-page spread is phenomenal. And then just everybody beating the absolute crap out of each other. It's just so good. Yeah, and the final few pages, again, chills. Did either of you notice, though, that when Optimus is in the Matrix, his eyes are a different color?
Yeah, that's I didn't notice it directly, but the TF Wiki does call that out, that when he's in, because it's, I guess, an homage to his original toy, because he had yellow eyes, and his original toy has yellow eyes.
Yeah.
And I guess yeah,
And
I don't know.
I'm like wondering why they did that, but then there's a part of me that thinks the reason they did it is there is a close up then of Sparky's eyes and he's got blue eyes. So then when he comes out of it, maybe it's like him accepting that like he needs to be like Sparky. He needs to like be willing to give himself to protect anyone he can. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why they did that specifically, because I can't imagine they just did it because they didn't change anything else about him. It was just his eyes.
Right.
So why do that? There has to be a thematic reason. I'm just wondering if it just shows the character development. But yeah, holy crap. This was fantastic, and I cannot wait to see how this ends. I can't wait to see Shredhead show up and just tear things apart. I am so excited for that. And yet I am not excited then for issue 25. I'm sure it's still going to be good, but man, oh man, have they set the bar really high on this series, because it has not felt like 24 issues. Well, 23 now, but like it has not felt like that many. This series has moved so quickly, done so much, that I can't believe it's that many issues. And it's just, this is probably my favorite comic I have read in, God, like 15 years. I
Wow.
look forward to it constantly. As good as IDW was, this is way more fast paced, way more visceral. I love it. I
want to point something
All
out
right.
with the Vision Quest part of the issue is when Optimus is, they're kind of like, him and Sparky are kind of like experiencing, the loss of their, respective brethren. I mean, Sparky sees Spike, but Optimus then sees Bumblebee and then Jetfire and then Ratchet, right? A few panels earlier, we've got Beachcomber that gets blown to hell. So I'm going to say Beachcomber's not dead.
Optimus doesn't know he's dead, though.
I mean,
because
I'm just saying.
But Sparky does make a mention that what Optimus is seeing in here is tied to his memories. Listen, I don't want Beachcomber to be dead. I want him to be alive.
I'm just gonna say I don't think Beachcomber's dead.
No, I think he took a wound he can survive. That's not survivable for a Transformer. So I'm hopeful. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if he could make it out there.
I mean,
cross your fingers.
It looks like that Starscream blew out a huge chunk of his side. He could survive.
He missed the spark chamber. He's
okay,
that's the only vital organ.
Optimus takes 6 shots to the gut in the 86 movie and like, oh no, I'm dead now. But this guy gets half his side blown out and he's okay. Where's the standards here in this?
Beachcomber's toy isn't being discontinued, so he can survive.
Fair point.
All right. Well, that is our review of Transformers number 23. If you got to read this and want to give us your opinion, please feel free to write in. Let us know what you thought. I really enjoyed this issue. We all really enjoyed this issue. So I think we are all looking forward to issue 24. So we will be back here in about a month. But we'll continue to have shows in between. But the next Transformers comic will be in about a month. All right. Well, that's all for our comic review. Let's move on to some media news.
All right. And in media news this week, I hope everyone's been keeping up with their Wild King episodes because episode 9 has just dropped. So, we've these episodes are just clipping along here, everyone. And you got to keep up. They're coming out fast and furious here. So, get in on it. I showed it to my son, and he did not like it. So,
I liked it. Does that matter?
No.
Okay.
You are already a buyer, so yeah. Next up. If you were wondering about the the network pitch that was given to CBS back in 1984 for Transformers, you can take a look at the online documents that are now on the Sunbow archive and take a look and see. These are crazy. The pitch that was originally given for the Transformers is like 180-degree difference to what we ended up getting. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it's still a Saturday morning cartoon, but it's more in line of like a Deputy Dog or something like that. Like it's ridiculous. It's goofy and it's like almost Disney-esque. It's very, very different. So I should I don't know. Are you showing some of there you go. Yeah. Charles has got some of the pictures up here. This is crazy stuff. How this was what Transformers was originally pitched to be. We are very lucky that we got what we ended up getting, because none of us would be here talking about it right now if this was it. This would have been canceled in the first year.
You don't know that.
I read some of the documentation, and it's interesting because they did like this crazy, like these artist conceptions here showing, I guess this is Bumblebee or some version of Bumblebee.
It's
with
Muffy.
Muffy.
There's a banner that says "Happy Birthday, Muffy."
Yeah, But I mean, but it's a VW Bug, so I guess the toy that would become Bumblebee would have been this guy. But
Mhm.
the pitch that they wrote, they came up with it in like 3 days, and then they did like Marvel did give them the original Bible and profiles that Bob Budiansky had completed, and they did rework it, and then the reworked story is actually it's closer to like the Autobots and Decepticons, but it still centers around this family, and it's like it centers around this family where like the world is taken over by the Decepticons, and all the humans are forced to build robots in factories for the Decepticons, and then the Autobots are like a resistance movement that has to hide in plain sight to keep fighting against the Decepticons. So in that situation, like the story describes in the first episode that when uh, Wendy Fairchild and her brother are driving to high school. They're driving in Muffy, like Muffy is in car mode, and he's driving them to school. They have to go through like a checkpoint where Decepticons are like checking cars to make sure they're not Autobots, and they're still like they're still oppressing the humans, but they're letting the human kids go to school and everything while their parents have to go be slaves in the factories to produce more Decepticon warriors. So it's a very very weird.
Dark.
And then
Much darker, actually.
yeah,
It's almost like Terminator-esque at that point.
yeah.
But with a Hanna-Barbera flair.
I'd watch that.
And then the Decepticon leader is not Megatron, he's called Negator, but Soundwave and Starscream are still like they are his two guys beneath him. But I don't know why they had the name Negator when Bob Budiansky made such a fuss about coming up with Megatron and getting Megatron to stick. So I don't know how they came up with Negator, but whatever.
It's probably in the midst of the discussions. They probably were like, "Oh, we don't like Megatron. Let's go with Negator."
Yeah. And I guess this was all they had a present the guy who worked on this was
Jeffrey Scott.
Yeah, Jeffrey Scott, and they did a presentation at TF Nation last weekend. So that's where all this material, like finally this material was released and shown at TF Nation, and then they uploaded it to the Sunbow archive after giving this presentation. So, and they apparently at TF Nation, they did a script reading where they did a pre-recorded full cast performance of the pilot episode for this Transformers treatment. So hopefully TF Nation will put that up on YouTube or so it'll be available for people to see. So
I just love the fact that this robot doesn't even look like any Transformer we got, and it definitely looks way more like a GoBot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't there a GoBot that was a lot like this, where the windshield was like the face and everything? Was it like Bug
Yes.
Bite or
There were a
something?
couple actually. The deluxe GoBots or the whatever they call them, the big ones. Yeah. No, this is crazy. Like, I mean, if you're into like the how and why the Transformers brand exists, this is one of those things that you got to kind of take a deep dive into and just kind of, read. It's crazy.
The whole thing is fascinating. Even from the toy line to this, it's just insane how this got off the ground and is still going to this day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Right on. All right. And the last thing we've got, this has been making the rounds this week, that's for sure. Michael Bay is back in the news. He's in talks to develop a new Transformers movie. I believe we talked about this a few months ago, but it's official now. He's in talks to develop another movie. So it's looking to shoot in October, and it's going to be on Netflix, I guess. So yeah, so Netflix will be the place to find it.
No, I think that he's shooting something else at Netflix. They just said in the midst of the conversation that he's discussing with Paramount a return to Transformers.
Oh, okay.
So he's shooting something else with Netflix in October.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I should read all this. I just see now. I see Sydney Sweeney here, and I'm like, oh, Sydney Sweeney. Is she going to be in the Transformers
Sydney
movie?
Sweet. No, she is not attached to the next Transformers movie. At least at this point, there is this. Maybe, I mean, but we're not at the stage where there's anything. There's not a script. There's nothing real yet. They're in talks for him to direct. So
yeah, I was going to say, if this is going to shoot in October, that seems a little fast.
Yeah,
but
this whole thing screams, well, we made money on the first few. We're not making money on the new ones. What's missing? Michael Bay. Just like Marvel said, our movies aren't doing as well. What are we missing? Robert Downey Jr. Let's bring him back. Missing the entire point.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's, I think, exactly what they're thinking. They've forgotten that the last Michael Bay movie was made like zero money. So, but
I mean, the thing is though that the last Michael Bay didn't make as much as the previous ones, but it still made more than Bumblebee and more than Rise of the Beast. That's the sad thing.
But I think they're missing the fact that like it was a downward slope.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't that the Michael Bay movies necessarily made more money. There was a pattern there. They were all making less and less money. And it started with Michael Bay putting out Age of Extinction, which is a garbage movie, and it just became more garbage in the next one, and then people just stopped going because they didn't want to see the garbage that was being made, even if they were good after that.
I mean, I agree with everything everyone has said here, but the amount of young people that I talk to that absolutely adore those movies, it's their G1. They are, they don't read the comics, they don't watch the cartoons. This is their sole touchstone for Transformers, and they love it. So, they'll buy the toys or they'll buy something. They might come in and they might buy a really high value masterpiece figure just because the movies were, really popular with them. But or they saw them when they were 7, and that's what stuck with them. But I mean, bringing back Michael Bay, we've discussed it countless times on the show over these 12 years now, Charles, and he might be, a bad director when it comes to story and plot and directing, but he definitely knows how to bring money into the franchise, and that's something that the Transformers brand needs. And I can look around the room, my room here, and I can point to numerous figures that I know would not exist today if it weren't for the live action movies. The influx of the money that the live action movie has they've brought in is just, it's incalculable, right? So whether or not we like them is kind of beside the point. They help the franchise, and we kind of got to be on board. We don't have to like them though. So, and we just gotta be.
No, I mean, you're right, Daryl. I mean, we just might have to reconcile with the fact that a lot of people I mean, and there's nothing wrong with liking these movies. A lot of people like this. I like the first movie. I like the third movie. The live action movies, I enjoyed those quite a bit. I did not like Revenge of the Fallen. No one can tell me Revenge of the Fallen was a good movie. I mean, that movie was done. I mean, especially at the height of the writer's strike, that movie was done without a script. I'm sorry.
It was fan servicey. It was super fan servicey with all the callbacks to everything, but the plot was trash. I agree with you. Yeah. I'm curious. There's so many factors I would want to look into about, the movies brought in a lot of money. Did they help the shows at all? Did it turn anybody on to watching the shows? because I don't want to believe
I mean,
it did.
that's a good question because of the fact that Prime
Animated came out the same year as the first movie, and then after
but
that
animated
was
is
Prime.
very different than the movies, right? So
Right, but then Prime was way more kind of like the movies in a way.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I would be curious about the toy sales too. I would be curious if kids even bought those toys or if it was just collectors who were like, "Oh man, Transformers, that was my childhood, blah blah blah." And it's like,
yeah. I was working in Toys R Us at the time that the live action movies were coming out in like it was Dark of the, what was it? I was working at Toys R Us when Dark of the Moon came out. So a little bit before then and definitely after that. And the Transformers section was massive at that point. Like they had entire rows of the toy section was just to Transformers. It was a big deal to have a Transformers movie out, and they were very popular.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's like that episode of The Simpsons where Principal Skinner's looking for Bart, and he's like, "Am I so out of touch?" No, it's the children who are wrong. So,
yeah, I feel that.
So yeah, I mean, I personally don't think bringing back Michael Bay is going to get them back to the numbers that they think it will, but I mean, it's not my decision to make, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. I hope someone could just tell them to let the Transformers be the stars of the movie instead of making some stupid human story be the central theme of the movie.
Except, Charles, which Transformers movie came out and made the least money? The one with no people in it.
Doesn't
matter that it
was. But another reminder that the world is not fair.
What does this next movie? What is it about? Does he continue with the storyline that he left off?
What storyline? There was no storyline.
Unicron being, inside Earth.
Oh yeah, because in every movie that came after it, they completely continued the plot line from the previous movie rather than forgetting it existed. Because Megatron died in the third movie, came back as Galvatron, and then in movie 5, he's just Megatron again with a new form with no reason.
Yeah.
There's no plot. Don't even.
I know. I'm not. I'm just throwing it out there. What kind of movie is this? What kind of movie gets made?
I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
Anyway. That's it for media news, Charles.
All right. And ending on a high note.
Yep.
I say as I'm the one who organized these topics.
I would like to point out one thing that numerous times in my teaching career, I have told my students that Michael Bay is a terrible director, and they almost look offended. Mm-hmm. That's where our children are now.
I mean, he does direct good action sequences and practical effects. He does those very well. It would just be nice to wrap them in a story and a plot.
He directed the movie The Island, and I liked that.
He also did The Rock and Con Air.
And
those are his early ones when he cared.
Yeah, and they're good. Like he's done good movies. It's just in recent years, since 2007. Mm-hmm. I say recent, and it's just.
Yeah, didn't he direct Bad Boys? The first Bad Boys.
He might have directed the first two. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which again,
I like those.
The second Bad Boys movie, it has that car chase where that's an excellent action sequence when they're throwing cars off the car carrier. As a car guy, I loved that because they're in a Porsche, they're chasing the car carrier, and they're dodging cars that are flying through the air. I love that one. I mean, he's got some good action sequences, like you said. But that's about it.
All right. At the risk of further offending any Michael Bay Transformers fans, I think we'll end things there, and we'll keep our ears to the ground to see what if it develops, if this turns into a really concrete thing where this gets announced. But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
God forbid this take him away from doing anything with Skibbity Toilet, the movie or series or whatever he was possibly
happening?
attached to. It's still happening. Apparently he was rumored to be attached to it at one point, but now I've heard he wasn't. I don't know. I hate this timeline. Everything here is terrible.
All right, but what's not terrible is transmissions and transmissions alt mode. So we're going to wrap things up here. Thanks, everyone, for watching. As always, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrons. These are the folks who continue to support the podcast at our highest level on Patreon. That's why they get a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to John Forrest Levingood and Steve C. You guys are awesome. And Dr. Pants, thank you again for joining us on both shows this week. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you online?
I am located firmly in the Nerdstrodamus camp. You can find that link right below my name if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're listening to this on a podcast service, that link is in the show notes. You can go to Nerdstrodamus and find all of our videos. We do all kinds of, video game, nerdy related things. We have been also working on a podcast. We have a few episodes out more recently talking about video game stuff. So if you want to check that out, please do.
All right. And please come back next week for more Transmissions podcasts. And we will see you then. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.